Our big focus on the show this afternoon, well, the Stampede showdown in Hyderabad. Allu Arjun is now being questioned by the Hyderabad Police. Remember, this is round 2 of questioning. Allu Arjun, who is out on bail, has a case of culpable homicide not amounting to murder against him. Serious charges there. And this in the backdrop of what seems like a prolonged standoff between Allu Arjun and the state of Telangana, the Telangana police as well, with no less than the Chief Minister coming out and saying that Allu Arjun was responsible for the stampede and that there will be no privileges, no benefits for killer films. This, of course, as Allu Arjun continues to defend himself. He says that he was only following police instructions. He's being portrayed in bad light, and there's a lot of misinformation that's doing the rounds as well. This is Telangana police, of course, which has a lot to answer as well. Ultimately, crowd control, crowd management in such a situation is a responsibility of the police. But the Telangana police has put the onus entirely on Allu Arjun, saying that he did not listen to the police, did not follow police instructions, came out, waved at the crowd, that exacerbated the situation, and that eventually led to the stampede. Now, this has led to a complete breakdown of trust, in a sense, between the film fraternity and the state of Telangana as well. Many also talking about the film industry moving out of Hyderabad to Andhra Pradesh. So in that backdrop, Allu Arjun being questioned, and there was heavy media presence, of course, a lot of security outside the police station as expected as Allu Arjun entered the police station for questioning. We'll get you all the latest from ground zero, from where our senior colleague Umar Sudhir has been reporting, but let's quickly listen into some reactions that have come in.
आज रेवंत रेड्डी के सरकार ने वो मनमना कर रहे, जो चाहे उसको अरेस्ट कर रहे, जो चाहे उनको छोड़ दे रहे। इन्हें ने आज 2-2 घंटा असेंबली में बहुत सारे स्टेट में इश्यूज है, किसानों का इशू है, लेबर का इशू है, दलितों का इशू है, माइनॉरिटीज का इशू है, उसके लिए बात करने के लिए टाइम नहीं है रेवंत रेड्डी को। लेकिन 2-2 घंटा एक फिल्म एक्टर के पीछे पड़ के वो एक पर्सनलाइज्ड टारगेट करके जा रहा है। देखिए, मैं वो केस के बारे में नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, अगर से तुम केस रजिस्टर करना है तो करो, जो लॉ करना है करो, लेकिन सबके साथ क्यों नहीं करते?
So the case of the Allu Arjun is a small case. Like many other issues in the state, there is an issue. So in that stampede, what is the role of the hero? What is the role of the police? Who failed? Whether police failed to give the security or the theatre management has failed to give the security, this has to be looked into. Instead of looking into that, after arresting an actor, as the government is blamed by the people of this Telangana, the government want to rectify the issues that have been raised in that particular issue. So in order to curb one issue or one mistake, they are doing the other mistakes.
Syed Asad Abbas, political analyst who supports the Congress, is with us. Also, Ravula Sridhar Reddy, BRS spokesperson. Thanks both very much for being with us. Going across to you first, Syed Asad Abbas. Let's not forget that the Telangana police has much to answer as well. While, of course, Allu Arjun is being questioned, there's a case of culpable homicide against him as well. But ultimately, bottom line is that the responsibility of managing a crowd in such a situation lies with the police as well.
Vedant Sahab, listening to the reactions of the BJP leader and the BRS leader, I was absolutely shocked. Look at the insensitivity of Mr. Raghunandan Rao, who's the BJP leader, who says that it is a small case. I'd like to ask him, how is it small case, sir? A woman has lost her life, 35-year-old woman. Her son is battling for his life, who's just 9-year-old. The 9-year-old boy has lost his mother. He's an orphan now. Is that a small case? There is a death taken place. So therefore, justice needs to be done. Now, coming to the questions of the Telangana state government, Shri Revant Reddy Garu, and also the police. Let me present you certain facts, Vedant Sahab. The fact of the matter, yesterday the Hyderabad police made it in public a video footage where they gave 2 timestamps. First time stamp refutes the claims of Allu Arjun, where he said that he came out, his bodyguards took him outside the theatre and escorted him to the car. The fact is, the Assistant Commissioner of Police of the area, the DCP, both of them respectfully took him safely and escorted him to his car. Not just that, when he was said that there is a stampede, there is chaos outside the theatre, he continued to remain with the fans watching the movie. which is absolutely insensitive. Not just that, even when he came out,
That is in
when
the
he was
realm of
informed,
investigation.
there are
All of that
serious
is in the realm of investigation. Our
injuries.
senior colleague Uma Sudhir is also with us. Uma, weigh in on this before I get in the BRS spokesperson, because, you know, now of course this entire thing has become about perception management. It's become about who is pro Allu Arjun, whether it's a witch hunt of a superstar. But the essence of the story is, and as you were reporting yesterday as well, Uma ma'am, that there is an 8-year-old boy battling for life. And, you know, we must not lose sight of that either.
So while we are talking about the tragedy that unfolded for the family of Bhaskar and his wife Revati, with Revati dying in the stampede and the 9-year-old child Sri Tej unconscious on ventilator with tracheostomy done and a feeding tube and not responding, there's a neurological damage that happened because of the oxygen deficit that he suffered for more than a few minutes, I must say, because of which this kind of situation is that he has landed in. But the law will be looking at 3-4 multiple things. One, that Allu Arjun has been named as accused number 11 in this FIR, in which we are talking about section 105, which is of course culpable homicide not amounting to murder. Section 1181 read with 35 of BNS. What that means is that voluntarily causing hurt is the section that's been slapped against him, and 5 of BNS. What it means is that multiple people are acting together with a common intent of causing that harm, and that's the reason why there are the manager, the owner, as well as those people who are manning the theatre premises, the lower balcony where all this chaos actually broke out. All of them were named and in fact arrested as well, even before the arrest of Allu Arjun happened. So today the court had, after granting him bail, put certain conditions in this entire issue, and one of the conditions was that the investigation can continue and that he must cooperate with the investigating agencies, and that's the reason why he has been summoned now for the police to ask him his sequence of events. While we have seen what Allu Arjun has told the media, he has made those public statements about what the sequence of events were. The police cannot take cognizance of that. What they will be taking cognizance of is the statement that Allu Arjun will be recording inside the police station. We do know that his legal team has also gone in there with him. And we also saw his father, Allu Arjun, who is a very prominent producer, who is with him inside the police station. Of course, not as part of the questioning itself, because it is Allu Arjun who will be questioned. And there is going to be, in all likelihood, a reconstruction of what happened at the theatre as well. So what is likely is that Allu Arjun could be taken, in fact, to Sandhya Theatre, where what he has told the police in terms of the sequence of events that happened will be reconstructed by the police by taking him physically to the police station and corroborating what he has, his statement, along with what transpired on the ground there. Remember that the police has already put out a 10-minute video in which they had hashtagged it as Judge for Yourself, and they had put out that video saying the sequence of events as it happened from the time that the actor appeared outside the theatre in the busy RTC crossroads, how the crowds had gathered even before he came, and subsequently what happened, how the security had pushed around, private security of Allu Arjun had pushed around the crowd that gathered, the way the vehicle entered the theatre premises, the gates of the theatre, and how he had come out of the sunroof of the car and waved to people. And at that time, should I say, the last moments of Revati and her son also caught on camera, because you can see this mother, in fact, holding her son and wading her way through the traffic, even as the crowd, even as she is in fact holding on to a cell phone. The husband, Mr. Bhaskar, had told us yesterday that somehow they had got separated in the melee, and they had been left outside the theatre while the father had gone inside. And subsequently, when he checked inside the theatre, he was not able to find his wife and son there. And then the police had told him that an incident took place, and the kind of tragic situation that unfolded there for this family. So that reconstruction also likely to happen as part of the police investigation after questioning and recording the statement that Allu Arjun will be making to the police. So there are many questions that will be asked here about what happened prior to his arrival at the premiere show. Was he aware that permission was in fact not granted by the circle inspector. Only the theatre management was in touch with the police, local police there, and the police officer, in fact, Mr. Raju Nayak of the Chikatpalli police station, the circle inspector who in fact wrote that note, had told NDTV that Allu Arjun and his team had never contacted him, and he was never in contact with the actor or his team, and therefore there is no question of him conveying this message to them. It's only the theatre management that had approached the police for permission, and he had cited the reasons of RTC Crossroads being extremely crowded, of multiple theatres in that area, and also a single entry point and exit point. Also the fact that there is a 35mm theatre and a 70mm theatre within the premises.
Right.
All these were cited by the circle inspector in the reply that he gave to the theatre management in order to deny them permission to come there. So all that will come up for questioning. But I'm going to take our debate, in fact, to Mr. Sridhar, BRS spokesperson as well. Mr. Sridhar, while all this is playing out, in the public perception as a face-off between the chief minister and an actor, or between the government and the film industry, or as something in which the political voices are being heard and escalated, as a party, what is your stance vis-a-vis a star or a celebrity coming to your theatre? Your leader was one of the first to respond when Mr. Allu Arjun got arrested, but the culpability of a celebrity taking responsibility is something that the commissioner has also spoken about in his press conference, that bouncers or the private security team, how they behave, the actor or the celebrity will be held liable for that. What is your own party stance on this? Because while accusations are flying fast and thick, there is something that must come out of all this that makes our systems a little better.
What happens is Congress spokespersons were explaining the entire issue emotionally. We also are concerned for the victim's family. The death happened. His son is in the hospital in a critical condition. But let the law take its own course. After all the incident has happened, only police has booked a case, arrested the film actor, then he was released on the bail, and he is A-level. And theatre management and police, of course the actor also is equally responsible. Being a celebrity, he should also have properly conducted his visit without any, unnecessary issues out there. But here, after the release of the actor in the assembly, what was the reason for the Honorable Chief Minister to give a lengthy reply for about an hour and a half, which actually again pushed the actor to conduct a press conference, which is again unwarranted when the matter is sub judice. Both the government as well the film actor would have maintained some restraints not to speak much on this issue, which further aroused unnecessary sentiments, unnecessary instigations and provocation. Now, what led to the attack on the film actor's house?
These statements, let me put it this way, that since we do not have a Congress spokesperson in the program, I will point out to you that the Chief Minister was in fact replying to a comment or a query raised by the MIM leader, Mr. Akbaruddin Owaisi, inside the Assembly, and it is as part of the reply that he elaborated on this. But it does bring us to the other point. When a case is booked in a sensitive case like this, or perhaps in any case at all, for the BRS to wade into the controversy, in a sense created a public perception as though the actor was being singled out for being targeted by the government, and that's perhaps one of the reasons why we have seen the government, whether the Chief Minister inside the Assembly or police officers of all ranks, from the DGP to the Circle Inspector, speaking about a case while it is still sub judice. But the BRS did play its role by commenting on the arrest of the actor in the first place, when, yes, even at that time it was sub judice.
Can I come in on this?
Yeah, see, we as a political party definitely respond to the situations in the state. We are a principal opposition, whether it is a law and order issue, whether it is a arrest by the government, whether it is any other public issue, we will respond. But it is the government's responsibility to ensure proper law and order. When you gave permission at the theatre, when you to the theatre authorities for increasing the prices and allowing them to conduct a premiere show, and when there is so much of crowd that have gathered, whose responsibility is to give proper security to the people? Whether they have sought permission or not permission, in a police station limits, if there is a
Like the police
congregation...
has been pointing out, before the arrival of the actor, everything was going hunky-dory there. Things were still under control. No chaos had actually broken out. It's after the arrival of the actor that things went out of hand.
What made you to stop
arrival
him?
of the actor did not have the express permission of the police is very clear. I'm going to take the next question to Mr. Abbas.
Yes.
While you can say that the BRS leaders' comments have actually escalated this into a huge political issue and debate with all political voices adding to the noise here, wouldn't you say that the Congress government, being in the government itself and being the agency that has in fact filed the case, better restraint would have been exercised by both the police as well as the Chief Minister by not commenting outside the House or inside the Assembly by the Chief Minister in this particular case? Because all this actually will spoil the case in the court of law itself. Because is it important for political parties to first fight it in the public domain, the public perception, and not worry so much about the court of law where the case can get a little distorted or pressure can build up because of what is being said outside the court?
Umaji, it's a very fair question that you've asked, and knowing the complexity of the case, with respect to restraint from the Congress party, the fact of the matter, had the same Congress party been soft on Allu Arjun, the BRS and BJP would go tom-tomming saying that, oh, the Congress party under Revant Reddy Garu is supporting VIP culture. They're trying to shield. Why? Because they're an actor. This gives them votes. This gives them publicity. They are being soft on him. The fact of the matter, what is disheartening to me is how the Bharatiya Rashtra Samiti is playing politics on this issue. More than the deceased, they are talking about Allu Arjun. More than the 8-year-old boy who's in the hospital, they are talking about Allu Arjun. Why? Why are they soft? I never saw KTRG visiting the hospital. I never saw KTRG. All I see KTRG doing is making political statements, going on X, going on Twitter, social media post. That is only going to complicate the case. The fact of the matter, the respective BRS and BJP leaders who are in opposition need to go to Kim's hospital and visit. What have they even done for it? No. Sitting merely on television sets is not going to help. Now, coming to the fact...
Mr. Abbas, I must allow the BRS spokesperson to respond to what you have said, because you are pointing fingers at the BRS leader, Mr. K.T. Ramarao, and said that he has not bothered to visit the hospital. Mr. Sridhar Reddy.
No. The Congress spokesperson is trying to paint a wrong picture that we don't have a concern for the victim and all. It is wrong. Even for the government, only after this issue erupted to such level, they started visiting. When your cinematography minister visited, when your did your chief minister visit the hospital? Only after this issue has taken to this level, you started responding. Why there was a lengthy explanation in the House? Only to save your skin? Here, as a principal opposition, responsible opposition, we wanted to question the government the way it is dealing the issue. Not that we don't want
the point that the
to take it
Congress
on
person is
board.
making is also valid, saying that while of course you continue to look to score political brownie points, why has Mr. KTR not bothered to visit the hospital and see the victim?
Absolutely, that is
Our
my
leaders-
point, Vedant Sahab.
Our
That is my
leaders
point.
see.
I agree
Not
with
exactly-
Sridhar Reddy
Let
Garu.
Mr. Sridhar respond. We'll come back to you. Go ahead.
Sure.
Vedant, till now, Chief Minister has not visited. Somebody from their government has visited. So, leaders from BRS party has visited them. They have extended their, courtesy to them, and we have given them that courage to face the situation.